Hello. Hi. Ooh, hi. My name is Gina. Welcome back to my channel. And I have a haul from Book Off. And I got a good deal. I got 5 books for like $32. And I'm really happy. I did spend like 2 hours in there, but that's besides the point. It was super busy, so I couldn't film as much as I would have liked for you all, but alas, I did manage to get some clips. Yeah. But on to the actual book haul. I don't know how I want to do this. Put this over here. So I got Mecha Samurai Empire by Peter Tiarias. I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but as you can see, it's not a Gundam because, that's a whole thing, but it's essentially a Gundam on the cover. And it's very mecha, it's very sci-fi. I have not read his other book, United States of Japan, but I'm very curious about it. This was $1. Like the second trip I went up, I was like, oh, I saw it, I snatched it because I recognized like the side of it, and I was like, I want to read that. So the main character wants to join a civilian mecha security force, but there's like a war going on, so it makes sense that he wants to join that. I'm intrigued on how this is actually going to go. Also, I didn't know until I came back home, but this book is signed, and it took me a minute to even realize that's what it was. I was like, what are these squigglies in here? Like someone scribbled in here, and then I realized, no, it's signed. Someone actually turned in a signed copy, and I guess it wasn't mentioned. I mean, it is a little damaged, but it wasn't a popular enough author to be like, let me upcharge this book, I guess you could say. Either way, I got a signed book for $1, and I'm looking forward to reading this. And then I also got another book that was signed, and once again did not realize this until I got home, which is Riches Steeped in Gold by Sionan Smart. And this is more like enemies becoming, not necessarily friends, but enemies that have a common goal. So they're like an alliance essentially that they have to build. And like the common goal is to take down like a particular woman, but they're both kind of going after it for different reasons. One witch is like her gifts were stolen for her, not from her, for her kind of thing. And then the other one was actually the heir. So it's like of a magical place, but that place got overthrown essentially. This is a YA, but I haven't read a YA in a good while, but this was actually something I wanted to read years ago, and I finally got a copy on my hands on a copy of it. And this is like a first edition from Owl Crate, but let's see if this, yeah, you can kind of see it's signed as well, and like this bronze copper metallic. And oh my gosh, let me show you this, the inside. Isn't that pretty? It's so good, so good. And then the naked hardcover. Yeah, this was actually the first thing that I grabbed. I was like, oh yeah, I recognize this title. It was on my TBR. So once again, glad I got my hands on this. And then I don't remember how much. I think this was also $5. It's Blood of the Old Kings by Sungil Kim. And I actually, last year, I checked it out from the library not too long after it came out. But I never got around to actually reading it. I got intimidated because there's a lot of perspectives. I think there's like four or five perspectives. But there's necromancy, there's dead sorcerers, murder, twisted magic, like everything. Like I even know there's a dragon, not just because there's like this dragon-like creature on the front, but there's actually a dragon right at the beginning. It's not really spoiling anything because it's like on page 1 and 2. Because that's what I did read. I think I read like a little bit. Yeah, I read the first chapter. I said I didn't get around to finishing it. I did get around to reading some of it. But yeah, I'm intrigued. And the cover is so cool. So cool. So this was like one of the books when I went back, did my second round of it, I picked this one up. Because it was up high, and sometimes I do look up high, but when you're short, you have to do this to kind of look up, so you don't really want to do that for long periods of time. But I'm glad I went back because this is something that I wanted to read, and I will get back to it. There is no escaping the empire, even in death you will serve. Fascinating. Okay, moving on. The next book I got is a Stephen King book, and Owen King. The title is Sleeping Beauty. So this is, I want to say, a little more fantasy based rather than like horror. It is a thick book. It's like 700 pages or so. And it's something that I remember wanting to read it, but I never got around to like ever checking it out. from the library. I definitely didn't consider buying it because it's like it's $32. This version is $32.50. I just, yeah, I wasn't gonna buy it, but it was like $7, $5 or $7. I don't remember exactly how much because I got it used, and I was like, okay, I'll take a chance. I, going to be honest, I haven't read a Stephen King book yet. Um, I'm sure there's hype for a reason, and I will eventually get around to one of his books. It's actually like an idea of what I want to read first. I don't think it'll be this Stephen King book because it's not the classic horror, but um, I think it might. Yeah, I mean there is horror elements, but this seems more fantastical. Should I say? It's like women, they go into these cocoons when they mature, and then they um uh if if they're disturbed, then they become feral and spectacularly violent. But one woman is immune to it, so she doesn't go into a cocoon. So we don't know if that's like a blessing or a curse because now all these men are like, oh my gosh, So hence the title Sleeping Beauties, because when I go to sleep in their little fancy cocoon, then it's like peace and all. But this one woman who's not going to go in her cocoon, what's going to happen to her? So I think that's where the horror elements come in, because there's like all of this wondering and haunting of what's happening. But it definitely it sounds more fantastical than horror. So I'm not opposed to that, but it's just not a classic Stephen King book. So I want to read like a classic Stephen King book before I read this one. And then last but not least, I got Artemis by Andy Weir. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his last name. It's the same person that wrote The Martian. And I spent the most on this too. This was like $12. But that's okay. um it's really in really good condition, and it's really pretty. Actually don't even quite right, I did read the back of this, but I was like completely forgot by the time I made it home what this book was about. And it's about this woman named Jasmine, or Jazz for short, and she's like, I'm not a hero, I'm not particularly like a villain, but she is a criminal. And she's supposed to like help. Uh, so she has to come. Okay, so she has to come up with a scheme that's questionable, whether it's for the good of humanity or not. And everyone's after her, the law, other criminals and villains, but criminals and stuff. And she's like, I'm just trying to pay my debt, okay? But yeah, she's like, I'm not a hero, but I am a good criminal, so let me engineer my way out of this. She's probably more like a programmer, possibly. I'm really curious how this is going to go. But yeah, this is, sci-fi. So I'm excited. I basically got sci-fi and fantasy. I didn't get any literary fiction. I didn't get any horror in this. It's actually really hard to find horror because there's not like a specific horror section. It's like horror and thriller. Alas, I digress. So these are all the books that I bought from Book Off. And yeah, I will eventually get to these. When I get to them, no idea. But I will get to them, and whether it's on or off camera, like it'll happen. But I'm really excited. I don't know which one I'm gonna start first. It just depends on my mood since I'm a major mood reader. And that is it for this video. I did a little shopping, took y'all along with me, and then gave you my final haul. And I hope you enjoyed it. I will get back into doing some more traditional reading vlogs, and maybe it's kind of hard to do productive vlogs. I'm trying to be productive while working on it. So we'll see. But I have some ideas in mind about reading vlogs. So look forward to that. And yeah, so until next time, bye.